Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. You can support this channel through PayPal or Subscribestar at the links below. As my YouTube channel's been demonetized, and I don't know how long I can keep making these videos. Any and all donations are helpful. Nothing is too big or too small. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, Profit Specialist Group. Why let some woman use her points to fly her dog to Fiji first class? If you're a business owner, stop paying for your customers' reward points, bonus air miles, and cash back. Robert Rivera is a fellow MGTOW that helps businesses that take credit card payments get rid of those fees you pay to the bank. If you're accepting credit cards, he can save your company $6,000 or more annually on the fees. Watch the tutorial video or visit the Cash is King CC website. These sponsor links are in the description. Now on with the memes. Number one is the definition of hoflation. The modern man has to work 5 times as hard as his grandfather did for a woman that's 10 times sluttier than his grandmother. Funny enough, in the past, men were pressured by society to get married, and they made it somewhat worth it for the guy. I definitely take that cute hairy pussy cat in the background just for some cuddles, and I'd feed the woman some kibbles and bits. Also, don't forget the woman is 100 times more likely to divorce you than grandma was likely to divorce grandpa. Up next, we have a woman saying that she can orgasm 8 times and not get tired doing so. But a man does it 2 or 3 times and he needs a reboot like Windows 95. A dude responds by saying that it takes a woman 9 months to push out a baby, and he only needs 9 seconds. That's a man's entire reproductive accomplishment and process. Number 3, we have a woman saying that mothers need to stop breastfeeding their sons to weaken them in order to empower women by default. Haley also says that no formula for her son, and he's going to get circumcised to take away sexual pleasure when he grows up. I guess she's going to turn her own son into a short, weak, and thirsty beta male doing this. I guess he's going to be her son husband. Of course, this is probably just trolling. If it was real, it would be far worse. Moving on, women say they want equality, but a woman is considered innocent until proven guilty, and a man is considered guilty until proven innocent. Luckily for him, he was proven innocent, and as a result, his fame remains while hers is now aged out. She really shit the bed. It was never about equality, it's always been about special privileges and holding them over men's heads. Up next, we have a woman saying that a 9-inch Nesby is not very big. And the Board Brother says we've got Miss Deep Dish Pussy over here. She set herself up with this because she's the one that calls herself that. Miss Deep Dish. To me, it just sounds like she's been run through quite a bit. Next thing you know, she'll be saying that 250 pounds is not that big with regards to her weight. Number 6 is an article about birth strikers, the women that refuse to have children until climate change ends. For a woman like her, I support her decision. When you can't get Chad's baby batter, you have to make up a reason for why you don't want to have any children. In this case, climate change is something that can never be solved, so this woman has won the latest Darwinism Award. Moving on is a woman named Sierra, advertising her lonely fans page on her Ford. How desperate can one woman get? Plus, she's got a family sticker on the car, and it makes you wonder if she dropped the kids off at school in the morning and then goes back home to do her cam work. People are also wondering how she's employed as a firefighter because that sticker is also at the top of her rear windshield. This car probably belongs to the cuck who loves her, and he's the firefighter. Number 8, women and men in Wimbledon's tennis tournament receive equal pay, even though men draw a much larger audience, and the men's final lasts almost 5 hours, while the women's was over in an hour and a half. Sure, female tennis players are better known than women in other sports, but this is still ridiculous, and women want the advantage and to be superior to men. The ancient Greeks knew this thousands of years ago, that giving women equality would always lead to this outcome. Up next is a family that has seen a lot of changes in the last 3 years. You can see a lot of new children, including the one on the far right. Looks like the father is no longer in the picture, though. I guess she burned the coal and now needs to pay the toll. Either that or she shrunk him down to the size of a munchkin. Someone in the comment section has a different theory that somebody either went to jail or got shot. The jury, no pun intended, is still out on this one. Number 10, we have Simba, the brother that Simba, the lion, probably never knew he had. Looks like Nala, his partner, I guess has a lonely fans page. And Simba, of course, supports her choice to expose herself to other lions. And it's okay, because he's not her only boyfriend. I'll never understand this crazy desire by people to make being a cuck culturally acceptable. I just think that Simba needs a pink or purple mane instead of some lame hats. Moving on is a meme showing some guy and how his parents bought a house in their 30s versus a guy that's now watching deranged TikTok videos today of thoughts treating their audience like infants. I wonder if it was Andrew Tate that's behind this ridiculous new trend to get rich. Actually, the ice cream so good thing was originally created in Japan, and it looks like American women just copied it and are profiting from it, talking to grown men as if they're babies, and it's feeding time. Number 12, we have a man that was maimed by a Taliban bomb, and his wife walked out on him and squandered most of his £1 million worth of compensation for his injuries. When the money ran out, she took him to court for more. He has brain damage, and after all this happened, he tried to delete himself. Is this really shocking? Not anymore, of course, as we've heard tons of men that have gone through similar things. Up next, here's Adam 22's partner getting the chocolate milk injection while he's filming it and holding her hand. A few moments later, he was probably doing this with her. Again, Adam wants to make it perfectly acceptable for men to share their wives with strange men off the streets. This guy's clearly the needy one in the relationship. Number 14 is Vanessa Sierra, asking her fans if they would trust her as their financial advisor. No, I wouldn't, and neither would you. I used to work as a financial advisor for a few years, and there weren't any female advisors in my office. I wouldn't trust this woman to prepare dinner or with my drink when I went to the bathroom. Plus, all the tattoos are definitely a big red flag. Moving on is Bria, the mentally ill trans woman, saying that no one teaches trans women about their periods. I guess that she or he is putting the men in menstrual cramps. Apparently, trans women get moody and have cramps, and it's their period, even though they don't have a uterus. Because of random psychosomatic pains, apparently trans women get periods too. Number 16 is a woman that left her husband of 14 years because she fell for a stranger at a conference and was convinced that he was her soulmate. But unfortunately for her, after one magical night together, he ghosted her. She also has 2 kids as well. I guess now she's probably a single mother. If you need any more proof that women are irrational and full of wishful thinking, then this story is all you need. Up next, we have Harry on the right with Markle, and on the left is PewDiePie with his wife. I don't think either of these couples is in heaven. Harry is woke and broke, and PewDiePie is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, being the largest YouTuber at one time. We all know that the truth is that the only winning move is not to choose one at all. Also, if you look at the green lines, PewDiePie is leaning in, which means he's not asserting dominance. Number 18 is the nightmare of being a trad wife that many women simply won't understand. Not going to work is a psychological prison, where a woman is isolated and bored. Women went to work in the 1970s and 80s because they were losing their minds at home and not being stimulated enough, unless the mailman was making a delivery inside of them. This woman needs a baby. That's why she's bored. She's a stay-at-home wife, but not a stay-at-home mom. Moving on, we all know that Adam 22 is the king of the cucks. But him promoting the idea that he was turned on by his wife getting smashed by Tyrone's elephant trunk was just him playing all of us. Him and his wife are now banging a different girl each week. And you can check it out on LonelyFans for only $5 a month. They're the #1 search on CornTube. Number 20 is a meme saying you can't spell hero without the word her in it. But then Javier, the legendary troll, says that you can't spell her without the word he. You don't mess with Javier. But none of these women are heroes, though, because none of them went on the hero's journey. They all went on the shero's journey. They were perfect to begin with, and it takes the whole movie or TV show for everyone to realize it. Number 21 is Devin, and she's decided to keep her offspring. Yes, all of her abortions, and she says that she loves her babies. We're now definitely in the last stage of the Mouse Utopia experiments, except for humans. I hope she keeps them in her freezer, where one day she'll put her boobs next to them after she gets her zipper tits in her trans man surgery. At this point, even Satan is shocked. Up next, after Zuck the Cuck launched his Threads app, it lost half of its active users in a week. Twitter, or X as it's now known, is the dominant network, and people aren't going to switch unless the new network offers something better. Pretty much the same way most people aren't going to switch from YouTube to Rumble. I'm absolutely shocked by the failure of Threads. Not. Kiara, the woman posting this, is crying because the app didn't even last for an entire week. Number 23 is Skeletor, informing all of us that for a generation of women that can't find a good man, they sure seem to be pregnant a lot. Actually, that's not true anymore, with fertility rates crashing. Even the African American fertility rate is below the replacement of 1.7. Not to mention that these days abortion rates keep going up and up. Moving on, if a woman refuses to marry, she is strong, independent, and self-sufficient. But if a man doesn't marry, he's a coward. Immature man-child with commitment issues. Let's not forget the other shaming language they use against men going their own way by saying things like, we hate women, or that we're gay, or my favorite, who hurt you? The shaming language is used too much and therefore no longer has the effect on working on men anymore. Number 25 and the last one is a classic image of a man going his own way. We're learning that modern women are no longer worth the price. Our greatest power is walking away, and that's why we're demonized and demonetized, because they're raising our price and lowering their quality, and still expecting us to line up for their cooch to pay full price, like we're waiting in the rain for the latest Apple products. But instead of getting better, the next version of the product keeps getting worse and worse. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Remember, I make these for free, so donate at the PayPal and Subscribe Star links below for more content like this. Also, give me a thumbs up because it really helps in the algorithm. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.